So today I'm talking about Wichita Falls being in the top 10 of the best cities in America to buy a house. What? Well, stay tuned. We're getting started right now. So I've had this channel for a while and I haven't done an update on how we rank in so many areas of being the best in the United States. Because Wichita Falls, you know, if you watch this channel, all I do is gush about it. So I invite you to subscribe and look at all the fabulous things that happen in Wichita Falls. One of the things that I found really interesting about COVID was, I say this all the time, like literally, I probably say it at least once a day since this all began. The best thing that came out of COVID is that people that can work remote are flocking to Wichita Falls because of all the things that you can see on this channel, which is people are friendly, there's no traffic, it's easy to get around, all of that good, happy stuff. And the statistics bear out everything that I share. From this moment, I opened my email this morning and I learned that for 2025 already, we are number 7. We are in the top 10 of the best places in the country to buy a house. What? Well, you know me, I'm a real estate agent by trade, and you know, I do abundance training. That's what I really do. But the fact is if you want to buy a house, I can tell you where to find the best deals in Wichita Falls. But the fact is that the whole of Wichita Falls is the best place. Number one, for some of the criteria that I really wanted to share with you, the methodology, if you will, of how they come up with this. They look at median prices of houses. They look at the cost to income ratios, which means how much money do you have you can spend. The gas index, which is very fascinating because our gas is lower than most places, believe it or not, and way lower than, California. They look at the grocery index. So it's very fascinating because if you think about why would they say that it's the best place to buy a house? They actually have a list. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can see exactly the study that came up with this. You'll see exactly the company that did this research. Effective property tax. That's another thing. And it's really interesting because we do have a property tax conversation going on in the whole state of Texas. If you've ever thought about buying property, you find that out. Well, hello. We don't have any income tax. So there's that. Plus, it was about 2 years ago, the whole state passed a homestead exemption of $100,000, which it's for the whole state. So in Houston, that's really beneficial if you're buying a $500,000 house. If you're buying a $200,000 house in Wichita Falls, $100,000 comes off right away. So we get the benefit of being a low cost of living area in a state that has higher costs of housing. Although people are flocking to Texas. Why? The number one reason people are flocking to Texas is because the cost of living. And Texas is the number one state in the union to buy a house. I mean, that's statistically borne out. Within that context, Wichita Falls, we're number 7 of the best places to buy a house in all of the country. And then on top of it, I've said this a million times, we have, I will say, one of the lowest cost of livings in the whole United States. As of this research, 2025, we are number 2, not number 1. And number 1 is Brownsville, Texas, which is way down by Houston. And I think they have like 5,000 people or something. So the thing is that we are the second most affordable cost of living, lowest cost of living in America. Hello. And we are in the top 10, number 7, for the best places to buy a house in the United States. I'm telling you, this blows my mind. And I thought it was interesting because there's a lot of research and statistics on this website. So for instance, best places to raise a family in America. They gather information from a lot of different places. We are 8,700 in a list of 18,000, which basically puts us right smack in the middle. So just think about that though, because a lot of people think or perceive Wichita Falls as a slower community, that maybe there's a lot of people that retire here because we do have a base. And all of those ideas do not bear out when you look at the actual statistics about living in Wichita Falls. And as far as Best places for young professionals in America were 5,100 out of 18,000. So that's even better than raising a family here. What's fascinating is if you look at the list, you just click on these lists for these other communities. Most of them, because obviously if we have a low cost of living, we have the lowest prices per houses for most communities in the United States, you're looking at a trade-off. Do I want to live in some place that has the number one best place to raise a kid and the median house price is $750,000 to $1 million? I don't know about you, but I would rather trade off where I know that it's really beneficial to raise a family, that it's beneficial to be a young professional. Because think about this, if you are a young professional and you're just getting started and you want to buy your first house or you want to start a business, I've said it before, right here in Wichita Falls, we have so much opportunity, so much growth, and we've got all these data centers coming in. So I'm going to do a video on all of the economic development that's happening here. We're getting our own Amazon transfer station. We're building data centers, which if you pay any attention to the news, those data centers, they were going to do them for crypto mining. Now they're doing them for AI. We are absolutely on the precipice. And so I think it's going to be interesting if we grow too big, because what that will bring is crime and traffic. Basically, that's what happens when you get too big. And that notion of having this small town family feel. So if you're anxious to be on the cutting edge, if you will, this is, to me, it's almost like if somebody had told me where Starbucks or Amazon stock would go in the very beginning, buying property here in Wichita Falls is, I'm just telling you, this is sort of an inside tip. There's so much building going on here. And honestly, if you are a builder, an investor out there, I want to talk to you because I want to build a neighborhood development here, unlike they ever have before here. And that is because there is this influx of people that are coming here, that have already started coming here, and we have a shortage of inventory. All of that being said, we are still right here, right now, number 2, lowest cost of living city in America, and the best place to buy a house, number 7, top 10 of all of the United States. I don't know how it gets any better than that. I've done all of these other videos on, we have low grocery prices, we have low gas prices, we have friendly people. I know it's really hard to believe that you could have so much in a little compact area, and we aren't super close to the Metroplex, so it's not as if you're a Denton outside of a Fort Worth that just merges itself together. We're still very independent and isolated in a sense, although if you think about it, all of these other communities that are on these lists are not close to large metropolitan areas. So from Wichita Falls, it's 90 minutes or less to get to Denton, which is a big city. It used to be a little city like us, but now it's a big city. And then there's Dallas and all the culture and all the art and all the shopping that you can ever imagine. And I've said this so many times that it is so magical to live here because you're so close to everything. And we have our own little airport, like literally, it takes me 5 minutes from my house. TSA and the check-in counter and the gate are all right. You can see them all together. You're in and out. Now, you go to fly to Dallas because that's the little airport it's American Eagle. It takes you to Dallas. But then from Dallas, it's American's hub and a whole lot of other airlines. You could go anywhere in the world, really, nonstop. Or it takes 2 hours from my driveway to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, as long as there's no traffic. Don't go in the morning and the evening. 2 hours to get to the airport. There's beautiful parking not far out from the airport, literally $5 to $7 a day. You can do long-term parking. You can have a friend drive you, shuttles and Ubers from here. Literally, this is just one of the most magical places. I say that we are the jewel of Texas. We truly are. So if you're looking for that next place that is calling to you, I bet you it's Wichita Falls. Check it out. The website that all of this information for this research is in the show notes. And of course, if you're looking to buy a house, hello. If you're looking to get a financing for your house, hello. Meanwhile, I'm teaching about abundance. So check out my new book, Your Inner Billionaire. There's a link to Amazon of ordering that. That's $19.99. But that book will change your life. And if you're not ready yet to buy a house and build wealth, that book, just reading that book, will get you there. So, Queen of Magic out.